as a brand, we've been thinking about Boeing for many years now, because we actually started talking to them about 3 years ago. But it was a relationship sort of founded on the background of us as a brand working with a lot of the military. So we'd worked with a lot of Boeing aircraft in the past, but also history. We've done a few limited editions in the past, which are very much focused on integrating interesting pieces of aircraft into watches as limited editions, and some of those have been Boeing aircraft. And with Boeing's 100th anniversary coming up, it made a huge amount of sense, because as a business, they probably the leaders in the world when it comes to material research, but also they've got 100 years of history behind them, so they've got a fascinating backstory. And the whole sort of purpose of the relationship is to produce a range of watches which encompass their experience in material technology. So we've been working with them very closely with the R&D for the last few years, coming up with a range of watches encompassing as much as we can of the best bits of the technology they've come up with the last few years, really. So, we sat around, this is about 18 months ago, around a sort of whiteboard saying that if we can make in an ideal world, Boeing, if you're going to make a watch, what material would be the most exotic, most special material to make a watch out of? Obviously they're experts in composites with the 787, but they're also working on some really special alloys, stainless steel alloys. There's a couple of interesting facts about it. One is it's the 100th anniversary of stainless steel this year, and that all started in the UK in Sheffield 100 years ago, which is very exciting. The second thing is Boeing are using some amazing alloys in the undercarriages of their aircraft, both in the civilian and the military world. And one of them was a very special metal called custom 465 steel, which if you think about watch grade steel is 316, is sort of about here. Obviously Rolex use their 900 series of stainless steel, which is here, but 465 is on a sort of another level really in terms of hardness, corrosion resistance and tensile strength. But the flip side of that, it's very hard to machine, so we've had to work very closely with Boeing and Advanced Manufacturing Research Centre up in Sheffield to try and machine this stuff, and we'll all be doing it in-house in the UK, which is very, very exciting. Boeing made it clear this is supposed to be a relationship based on the substance of the R&D that went into it. It wasn't about sticking a Boeing logo on the dial and saying, hey, we've got a Boeing watch. It was about producing a range of watches which encompasses the best of their experience, and also Bremont DNA as well. So the only slight Boeing trace here, actually, the second hand, you can see part of the Boeing logo on that. And obviously the blue hues are very much the Boeing Pantone colours, but then you can see Boeing obviously on the back here. But it's very much a Bremont watch. We've done a lot of work over the years with Martin Baker, the ejection seat pioneers, and one of the areas of development with them was this, the way the movement sits inside the watch. So you can see here, you've got this blue shock absorption system. So the movement actually isn't clamped into the case, it's actually housed in this vibration mount, and that buffers the movement, protects the movement against shock. And that actually become a big part of the Bremont brand, full stop, with these sort of utilitarian watches. The other bit of interest is you've got this birotational sort of sapphire crystal bezel around the top, and you've got this rather unique new crown guard which protects the whole, obviously the crown itself, again made out of this 465 steel. So it's quite a robust sort of engineered timepiece, which is what we're trying to achieve all along.